I still remember the way my hands shook as I held the small velvet box. Inside was the watch my husband had admired for months. He had pointed at it once through a jewelry store window and smiled like a little kid. Maybe one day, he'd said. I never forgot those words. So when Valentine's Day came around, I wanted to surprise him. We had been married for 6 years. Life wasn't perfect, but I believed love wasn't about perfection. It was about choosing each other every single day. At least, that's what I believed. My husband Daniel had been working late for weeks. Every night it was another meeting, another business dinner, another urgent project. His company had recently hired a new CEO, Olivia, and everyone said she was brilliant. Daniel admired her a lot. At first I didn't think anything of it. She's changing the whole company, he'd say over dinner. She sounds impressive, I'd answer with a smile. I trusted him. Maybe too much. On Valentine's morning, Daniel kissed my forehead before leaving for work. I'm sorry, Emma, he said. I'll probably be home late tonight. I smiled, even though disappointment settled inside me. It's okay. But I had another idea. Instead of waiting at home, I'd surprise him at the company's rooftop restaurant where the executives were having their Valentine's charity event. I'd booked a visitor pass, wrapped his gift, and even wore the red dress he once called his favorite. As I stood in front of the mirror, I actually felt excited. Maybe he'd be surprised. Maybe we'd laugh about how I'd managed to sneak into his busy schedule. Maybe we'd remember why we fell in love. I arrived just before sunset. Soft music floated through the rooftop garden. Candles glowed across elegant tables. Couples laughed, while city lights slowly appeared below. I looked around for Daniel. Then I saw him. He wasn't standing alone. He was kneeling. Time stopped. His eyes weren't searching for me. They were fixed on Olivia, his CEO. She covered her mouth in surprise as Daniel opened a diamond ring box. The crowd around them clapped. Someone whispered, "Oh my goodness, she's going to say yes." I couldn't breathe. The gift slipped from my hands. The watch crashed onto the stone floor. Daniel turned. Our eyes met. The color disappeared from his face. Emma, that single word carried panic instead of love. People looked between us in complete confusion. Olivia slowly lowered her hand. You know her? She asked. Daniel opened his mouth, but no words came out. And in that horrifying silence, I realized I wasn't witnessing the end of my marriage. I was standing at the beginning of a truth, far bigger than I had ever imagined. I wanted to scream. I wanted answers. Instead, I quietly picked up the broken gift box from the floor. Daniel hurried toward me. Emma, please, let me explain. I looked straight into his eyes. Explain what? He couldn't, because there was no explanation that could erase what I'd just seen. Olivia stepped closer. Daniel, who is she? He looked trapped. Finally, he whispered the words that shattered everything. My wife. The rooftop became completely silent. Olivia stared at him in disbelief. What? I'm married. Her expression changed instantly. She removed the ring before it had even touched her finger. You told me your divorce was finalized. I felt the ground disappear beneath me. Divorce? What divorce? Daniel had been living 2 completely different lives, one with me, one with her. Olivia looked horrified. She turned toward me. I'm so sorry. Those were the last words I expected to hear. She wasn't angry at me. She looked genuinely heartbroken. I had no idea, she said softly. Daniel reached for both of us. This isn't what it looks like. Olivia stepped away. No, it's exactly what it looks like. She walked out of the rooftop without another word. Everyone watched Daniel standing alone. For the first time in years, he had nowhere to hide. That night he came home begging. It was a mistake. I still love you. I was confused. Every sentence sounded emptier than the one before. I quietly packed a suitcase. I'm leaving. His face turned pale. You can't. I already have. I stayed with my older sister while meeting with a lawyer the following week. That's when another surprise appeared. Our lawyer frowned while reviewing our financial records. Emma, did you approve these transfers? What transfers? Over the past year, Daniel had quietly moved large amounts of our shared savings into private accounts. Money meant for our future. Money we'd saved to buy our dream home. It wasn't just betrayal. It was deception. For days I cried, not because I missed him, because I questioned every memory we'd ever shared. Was any of it real? Then something unexpected happened. Olivia contacted me. At first, I ignored her message, but curiosity won. We met at a quiet coffee shop. She looked exhausted. I ended our relationship that night. I nodded silently. She placed several documents on the table. I think you deserve these. Emails, expense reports, private company records. Daniel had been using company funds to impress clients and to maintain the illusion of success around both of us. I found these during an internal review, Olivia explained. I couldn't stay silent. For the first time, I realized she wasn't my enemy. She had been lied to just as deeply as I had. Together, we had been living inside Daniel's carefully built fantasy. But fantasies don't survive the truth. The evidence changed everything. The company launched an internal investigation. Daniel was immediately placed on leave. Within weeks, the board confirmed financial misconduct and violations of company policy. His career, the one he had sacrificed everything for, collapsed faster than he ever imagined. Our divorce moved quickly after that. The judge ruled fairly, taking into account the hidden assets and financial deception. For the first time in months, I felt like someone had finally heard my voice. Daniel tried calling, again and again. I never answered. One afternoon, he showed up outside my apartment. I've lost everything, his voice trembled. My job, my reputation, you. I looked at him calmly. No, Daniel, you didn't lose me. You gave me away the moment you stopped valuing the truth. He lowered his head. There was nothing left to argue. He walked away without another word. Months passed. Life slowly became quieter. I returned to painting, something I had abandoned years earlier because I was too busy supporting someone else's dreams. My apartment filled with color again. Laughter returned. Peace returned. One evening, an art gallery invited me to display my work in a local exhibition. As guests admired my paintings, I realized something beautiful. I wasn't surviving anymore. I was living. Near the entrance, I noticed someone smiling. It was Olivia. She had come quietly carrying a bouquet of white lilies. I thought you'd like these. I smiled. Thank you. We weren't close friends. We didn't need to be. But we shared something rare. We had both chosen honesty over illusion. Before leaving, she looked around the gallery. You seem happy. I looked at the paintings surrounding me. I finally am. Sometimes people think revenge means making someone suffer. I learned something different. The greatest revenge isn't anger. It isn't shouting. It isn't destroying someone else's life. The greatest revenge is refusing to let their betrayal destroy yours. Daniel lost his career because of his own choices. He lost his marriage because he stopped protecting it. And he lost the future we could have shared because he believed lies were easier than honesty. As for me, I gained something far more valuable. I found the woman I had forgotten while trying so hard to be the perfect wife. If someone ever makes you feel like you're not enough, remember this. The right person will never ask you to compete for their love. And when the truth finally comes to light, it doesn't just expose the people who betrayed you, it also sets you free.